Today's Wednesday, November 2nd, 2016. You're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show. Hey, everybody got a good show for today, so stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds, when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway? Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Oh, it's good to be here. Yes, it is. All right. Woo, that crazy audience. I'm telling you, that must be a canned soundtrack from, I was going to say Maury Povich, but that's really dating myself a little bit, which is fine. But perhaps those other guys that are crazy and just are shock talk show hosts. Anyway, it is good to be here. Sorry for being a little frazzled. I have bunch of stuff going on all at one time, and I'm trying to get this all done in the next half an hour, which is not always the easiest thing to do, but it is good to be here. Amazing. It is November 2nd, and it is going to be 60-some degrees or 70 degrees outside today. I love it. I'll take it for as long as I can. I don't care if it doesn't feel like fall. I'm fine with that, because before you know it, we'll be locked into winter until June, the second week in June. I tell people that all the time, that I will never let go of that thought in terms of how long it takes to get warm out. So anyway, but winter's good. I'm fine with it, and some of us who like to play in it, it's always a good thing. Hey, I wanted to share a message I got from Glenn Duncan and Sharon. I know in the last two shows I've kind of talked about their progress with the operation, the surgery, and the kidney donation that Glenn had given his lovely wife, and I've got an email from him in the Elevator Riders Riding Club, and just if you're interested, if you're riding motorcycles, you want to join a pretty cool club, go to elevatorriders.com, and you can find out what that's all about. Here's the message. Glenn writes, we are finally both home after the longest week of our lives. Sharon has a new chance at life, and now we have a couple of critical months ahead of us to make sure the kidney takes. This is just the beginning of a lengthy process to make this gift a success. We have twice a week appointments at UIC to monitor and help ensure kidney success. Rejection is our biggest concern now. Everyone, please be patient and try to understand we love you all, but we have to restrict visits to us until 2017. Phone calls, FaceTime, Facebook, emails, or text is the best and safest way to touch us. Bacteria is our enemy right now, not you. Not everyone is a carrier, but Sharon cannot get sick. Very, very special, and a thank you to Glenn's mom, dad, and brother. They have been there every day and night at the hospital for us through this unbelievable experience, and without them, this would never have gone so smoothly. You really represent the true meaning of family. Love you guys. I will try to keep you all updated on our status. Thank you for your prayers, and they are working right safe. So, Glenn, I'm so glad to hear that you guys are doing well. I'm glad Sharon's home, and if you guys need anything, you just let us know, okay? And just hang in there. And I've gotten quite a few emails and calls from people asking how you're doing, and just know we're thinking about you. So, speedy recovery, and let's pray everything works out in the next couple of months, and everybody starts to get a lot healthier. So anyway, just sharing that with everybody out there. Okay, I got a good show for you today. We're going to get right into the show notes shortly. I guess I should talk really briefly about the Cubbies. Yeah, can't believe I watched. I'm not a big baseball fan, really not a huge sports fan in general, and I'm not a bandwagon jumper. But at the same time, when the city of Chicago and its teams do well, the city's happy. So between the Bears playing halfway decent on Monday night and the Cubs doing what they're doing, and it's just amazing. So no matter what happens tonight, they have had an excellent season, and hats off to them in providing the fans of Chicago a thrilling, awesome year of baseball. So congratulations. No matter how it ends tonight, you have done well. You have done well. So we'll see what happens. Okay, up next we'll get into the news and have you out of here in no time.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
Okay, really terrible accident that occurred in Brooklyn. Apparently, Daily News New York reporting construction worker badly injured after he falls 7 stories down elevator shaft in Brooklyn site. This is a plumber that fell down I'm assuming an open hoistway or whatnot, but just terrible. This guy's lucky to be alive, and hopefully as each day moves on, he gets better. But just as a reminder, there probably have been just as many work construction type accidents that have occurred. Make sure all of those openings are secure, are locked out. And these kind of accidents are totally avoidable, 100%. So do your part to make sure safety is the utmost important item of your day when you get out of bed. Okay, the news article which people kept emailing me and say, hey, do you know this guy? I'm like, no, I don't know this guy. Was the vandalizing of the Trump star in, where was it? Oh, in Hollywood Star, I guess. DailyMail.com, but this was picked up by multiple different news entities out there. But apparently, a relative to Elijah Otis, James Otis, who was a millionaire, basically ripped up Donald Trump's, his Hollywood star, and now he's facing jail time. It just seems like there's probably there's probably something he could have done more productive than doing this, but I don't know. I don't know how this makes a stance, but hopefully I cannot wait for all of the election stuff to be over with, and I really look forward to that because I'm tired of this. Unfortunately, I told somebody I work with that the reality is that this is only the beginning. And I don't think it's going to be over necessarily after the election is done. I think you're going to have the same people out there just as riled up as they are now. And I don't think that's necessarily a healthy thing for our country. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, that was the big article. And I had people, this guy? I'm like, no, he has nothing to do with the elevator industry anymore. I don't think there are any family members of Otis or Elijah Otis or from that empire still in the industry. I could be wrong. Anybody know? Anybody know? Love to hear from you. I don't know. I'm sure somebody is still working in the business that is a relative of Elijah Otis, I would think, right? Right. Anyway, a couple news articles on this week's program. This one talking about not a care facility, but a condo where the elevator has been out for a long time. And all I can say is, and unfortunately, I've got a family member who had contacted me asking for some assistance on what to do, what to look for a porch lift. I'm like, that's not really our, what we do. But the reality is that, man, as we get older and we are in the industry, really consider moving into a ranch or moving into a facility that has more than one elevator. That's the best advice I can give anybody. And if you have parents like that, that's, again, more information I'd like to share with you. And obviously, the further places that some of these locations are at, the harder they are to work on. And typically there's other issues at stake than, why things kind of move on, take so long. And this is a good reason to hire a consultant. I got to tell you, to ensure that repairs don't take 13 months or whatever to work. So. Okay, a couple of terrible escalator incidents that happened around the country, not around the world, I should say. Singapore had one where escalator closure at Waterway Point due to loud shoe. You know what? I got to tell you, every time I read one of these articles, and I've got one that actually is further on in the show notes, But if a shoe gets stuck in an escalator, it means you've not picked up your shoe, you've not, you're dragging it along the side. And the reality is that, man, just ride them safe. Just ride them safe. It shouldn't be that difficult. And so that's really the best advice I can give, and hopefully that message will get out across the world to the point where people understand that riding any kind of mechanized piece of equipment will correctly will ensure that you're safe. I mean, they mean keep your arms and hands inside the ride at all times on the on amusement rides, and there's a good reason for that. I mean, when I grew up, there was a video that we used to watch at school that it wasn't graphic, but it showed like a bus making a turn and the bus side actually rubbing up against a pole, like a light pole, like a wooden pole. And it didn't take much to realize that if you were hanging out the window, you were going to either if your head was out the window, your arm or whatever, that was going to be gone. So, maybe there's a different way of, hitting that point home. But, man, just ride this stuff safely. Okay, next news article, North Shore News, broken elevator strands elderly Westcouver tenants. And look at the photo here. There's actually a photo of a woman sitting on a chair, for those of you listening to the podcast, in the stairwell, like basically where you take a rest, if you're walking up, flights of stairs. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, if you've got a situation where you're stranded in your home, that's not a good thing, obviously. And the reality is that elevators are expensive. They're expensive to work on. They're expensive to fix in most cases. They're expensive to modernize and upgrade. So if hopefully let this be a lesson. And unfortunately, at the same time, we live in this Amazon Prime world where literally everything, everybody wants everything going within 2 days. I mean, I had a customer for a controller the other day that, it's about 25 years old, and we were able to get parts out to him the next day, which I thought was pretty good. And so then he realized he needed more parts, and when we said it was going to be a 1 or 2 day lead time, he was just flipping mad, saying he can't have the elevator down that long. And when you're talking about facilities that require accessibility for ADA or are very sensitive to those types of situations, then I totally get it. But at the same time, some of this stuff does take time to do. So anyway. Okay, elevator out of service for Sports Park in Texas, El Paso. Again, this is another one of those kind of articles where, in this case, this is a county. I believe this sports park falls under it would fall under the jurisdiction of a government or an entity that runs the sports park. County. I'm assuming it's county. And the reality is that this is a common carrier, and making sure that those with accessibility requirements or increased accessibility requirements have access is important. And it's as silly as it seems. Well, no, it's a sports park, yeah. Anyway, so again, the issues this week are the takeaways are make sure that as you get older, move into a ranch house that's easily accessible, and don't move into any care facility that has one elevator, and it's really, really old. So anyway, okay, next news article, escalator at Homonton breaks. So this is 9 months after being, 9 days after being opened. And look at the photos on this. Yikes. How did comb teeth break off like that, huh? Yeah, looks like somebody just jammed something under it. But yeah, it's broken because it's broken. And it's going to be broken again. So anyway, maybe the translation lost something in that. I don't know. Okay, next article. These kind of articles drive me absolutely crazy. It shows the total ignorance of many media people in terms of just pulling an article and then regurgitating it in a way that has no facts or no checking whatsoever. So KXAN, in-depth investigative, has article, surprise elevator door close buttons don't do anything. Well, that's a pretty bold statement to make. They are citing the report by the New York Times, and I don't know. It just gives me, they don't talk about the that they contacted an elevator manufacturer or anything like that, and also they have some note in here about firefighters and maintenance workers still have keys or codes that make close door buttons work, but for the rest of us, they are completely useless. Okay, yeah, great fact checking, great freaking fact checking. I don't even know who wrote the article. It's probably in there, but it's like, come on, do a little bit more digging than that, okay? It's probably one of those, reporters that churns out literally, there's, 10, 15 stories a day, see what sticks. China. Hey, for all of you out there that are either smokers or non-smoking, I think if you're in China, think twice about asking somebody to stop smoking, because this woman asked this guy to stop smoking in an elevator, and he began hitting her. Yes, I don't know why NPR picked this up, but the reality is that violence against women is a continuing problem in China, which I think is one of the many problems that they have. I don't think that they traditionally value a woman as much as a boy, just given the fact that when babies are born, they want babies born and not girl baby boy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, crazy. Okay, another escalator accident. This coming from where is this? Fiji. Well, it sounds like they need some escalator education there, because a toddler whose fingers were stuck in an escalator. Ow! Oh. Is recovering after having surgery. Yeah. Moms, dads, don't let your kids play on escalators. Do not. So, had to free the young boy's hand using a crowbar. Oh, sounds awful. Just ride the equipment safe. They're not amusement rides. They're safe when they're ridden, properly. Please. Okay. Next news article: I-285 bridge elevator gets the green light access, and this is one of those. I don't want to become a member. It's one of those projects where officials want to add a pedestrian bridge, and all I can say is make sure that it is as sealed and bomb-proof as possible, or else it's going to break down all the time due to condensation or wetness. Doesn't even have to be exposed, but condensation will wreck everything. That's my take on it. Seen it before, seen it again. I'll see it in the future. Okay, Canadian Business has a cool article on EHC escalator handrail company, which is kind of neat. The only thing I have a problem with in this, which is this video. It's like a 9-minute video that shows a handrail just unraveling. I was hoping I was going to see a little bit more of that, but there's nothing there. So, but cool that they're they're cited about that. And I have a problem with this more about Canada's brilliantly boring companies. I don't think escalator handrails are boring. So F you. I think they're pretty darn cool. Just hold on to them. Never try to slide down one. Never. Okay, in another country other than North America, Jakarta, apparently a technician was crushed to death by an elevator. You could say what you want about wanting government involved in your daily life or not in daily life. The reality is when you don't have certain types of guidelines and safety requirements, this is what's going to happen. And it's going to happen over and over again. And I got another article that relates to that in a little bit I'll talk about on my soapbox. But yeah, this is terrible, terrible tragedy. And I don't know what the requirements are there, but I have a feeling they're probably not as stringent as they are here in North America. Court finds no responsible party in Istanbul elevator accident. I don't know how you couldn't find a responsible party if it was cited that the person working in the elevator had disabled or removed switches. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't quite understand that, but maybe there's a translation thing I'm not catching. I'm really not sure. Yeah. Okay, next news article. Let's see here. Foolproof guide to riding elevators with ease. Again, another slow. I can't believe it's a slow day in Chicago. RedEyeChicago.com, which is I don't know. Just talking about, I don't know what to do in an elevator. I don't know what makes her an expert, but I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of silly. I don't know why the internet is moving so slow, but it just is. I don't know. Okay, some news from PR Newswire. Kone has acquired Downey Goodline Elevator Company, and Downey Goodline has been a company for a long time in the upstate New York area. Hopefully that's a good move for, I'm sure it's a good move for Kone. Hopefully it's a good move for Downey Goodline as well. And yeah, it's kind of exciting when you see that happen, although kind of sad at the same time as you see the independents, sell to the bigger guys, and that's part of the industry that we work in. At the same time, it's also, other ones do kind of pop up after 5-6 years, something like that. So probably what you'll see in the future after a while. Next news article, some sad news to report. In memoriam, David Coleman Bicknell has passed away. He was actually a inspector in Massachusetts. He was also in World War II, joined the U.S. Navy and was a veteran of World War II. For more than 40 years, he was employed by Otis Elevator Company and then as state elevator inspector. So sounds like he made a big impact on the industry in that area. And obviously our thoughts, our prayers go out to his family. Yeah, there's not going to be too many people left from World War II, I don't think. And that'll be a sad day when all of those people are gone. Here's a cool Otis video. Check this out in your own leisure. MadeToMoveYou.co.uk. It's pretty cool, man. Click on the play button. It kind of inspires me and to what all of us do each day, which I think is pretty cool. So actually, let's play this. I think it's pretty. And it's not a total commercial thing, you know what I mean? I think there's a reference to Otis on the very intro lead, and that's it. So I think that's pretty cool. But listen to this. This is pretty slick. Play the film.
This is made to move you. From where you are to where you could be. From the present to the next phase. An opportunity.
Oops, sorry about that.
This is made to move you. From where you are to where you could be. From the present to the next phase. An opportunity. What could be. A chance for you to see. And a moment to reflect. A pause before you leap. Moving up and moving out. The space to leave your doubts before you step into your fate. Maybe this could be the first time that you see your future's face. While feeling safe within, all the motors start to spin. All the pulleys hard at work as you push the button in. What looms begins to bloom. The new start, the new you. Not quite ready to grow, but take comfort and be bold. Joy is on another floor. Joy is just beyond the door. The things that troubled you before shall be of consequence no more. So wear your bravest face and face your feelings. Chance has brought her here, and these next 40 seconds could turn into 40 years. This lift, with all its stories, all its people, all their days, a box for moving houses in, some flowers for a date. In this carriage for discovery, you're safe, and it's the place where dreams become reality. Today could be the day.
That's pretty cool, huh? Cool video. Nice job. I don't know about you, but I'm inspired. I'm inspired to do some work today. Yes, I am. Okay, next news article. Chicago Elevator Association is going to be tomorrow night, Thursday, 11/3. Joe Donnelly is going to be talking code update for the city of Chicago. I'm going to do my best to get there. My sophomore, their team has moved on to the next round of the football playoffs, so it has made our football season extended a bit, so it makes it a little more difficult to get, I got to help out with driving and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens Saturday. So yeah, but anyways, it could be a good meeting. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of people at it as well. Christmas party is going to be December 7th at the Donna Hotel and Spa in Chicago, so it should be a good time. Okay, and then the news update is in those the show notes as well. Okay, let's see your last news article. And the Northern California Elevator Industry Group meeting update is there. November 16th is going to be the monthly meeting. You can see the events there. For more information, visit the website today. And that's going to do it for the show, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me. That's about it. Think safety. Make sure you're safe. Don't fall down in the elevator shafts and Make sure you don't feel too comfortable in your surroundings each and every day, okay? And make sure you go home to your family. Can't say it enough. I will keep saying it until there's no more accidents. That's the bottom line. So everybody have a great week out there. Go Cubbies, and we will talk to you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.